Ten tips on how to escape the rat race. We've all heard the terms before: the hustle, the daily grind, the old 9 to 5, all used to describe our daily work life. We spend so much of our time working at the mercy of giant corporations. This rat race has been the standard in our society for years. And if you've considered leaving it in pursuit of your own ventures, you're not alone. Here's how you can break away from the pack and live life on your terms. Number 1, dare to dream. The 9 to 5 rat race is all about spending most of your time doing things you don't like, just so you can spend some time doing things you do enjoy. The first step of turning this way of thinking on its head is to define what your dream lifestyle would look like. Allow yourself to picture a life where you get to live out your dream every day. Then get specific with your desires. Do you dream of being a writer, an e-commerce business owner, a traveling pet therapist? Where do you dream of living? Who do you dream of living with? Identify your dream lifestyle and use it as a guide, a map leading you down the path less traveled. Number 2, don't buy stupid stuff. Once you have dreamt your ideal life, it's time to put your nose to the grindstone and make it a reality. The first and most crucial step toward that reality is to cut ties with expensive spending habits. You must redefine your relationship with money, and that starts with challenging your desire for material possessions. When our income at an average job increases, our natural tendency is to spend that added income on frivolous things that make us feel some sense of joy. The more we earn, the more we spend. The more we want to increase our income to spend it on more things. It's a vicious cycle that leaves us stuck, spinning on the hamster wheel of the corporate workforce. Take a good hard look at your expenses. Where can you make cuts? What monthly bills can you adjust, like subscriptions? What possessions can you sell to break the cycle and build your wealth? Can you cook dinner at home more often rather than eating out? Living a simple lifestyle will curb your dependency on material things and allow you to focus on attaining long-term happiness. Number 3, set your money on fire. Of course, cutting your spending goes hand in hand with increasing your savings. But to escape the rat race for good, you need to save an immense amount of money. How? Cut back on a tremendous amount of expenditures, about 50% to be exact. Now 50% sounds crazy, but principles of the F.I.R.E movement, Financial Independence, Retire Early, tell you exactly how to do it. F.I.R.E is dedicated to extreme savings and investment, living a frugal life now so you can enjoy an early retirement well before the standard age of 65. Followers of the F.I.R.E movement save and invest up to 70% of their income each year. Then they can live off of small withdrawals from their funds after quitting their jobs. While this is a somewhat effective approach, it is also extreme. But the point remains that an early escape from the corporate world requires an aggressive saving and investment strategy. Number 4, earn a passive income. Looks can be deceiving. Passive income is low effort in the long run, but still requires a great deal of effort in the early stages. While an active income is trading time for money, trading a 40-hour work week for a salary, passive income earns money without you having to trade your valuable time for it. For example, some folks earn a passive income by making investments that pay them back exponentially. Others invest in real estate and earn income by charging their tenants rent. Still others write blogs or self-publish their books on Amazon. There was a lot of preliminary work required on all these scenarios, but over time, these people were able to just sit back and let the cash roll in. The most attractive benefit of generating a passive income is that it has a low barrier entry. There may be some small fees for launching a website, but most of your initial investment will be an investment of your time. After you've made the initial investment, your passive income will take it from there. Number 5, earn a passion income. Even if you cut your spending, save close to 70% of your income, and build your bank account to the highest it's ever been, you can still find yourself feeling stuck. You may feel drained, like the added zeros on your account aren't worth the added stressors you've taken on? You may feel some sense of panic, like maybe you've escaped one rat race just to jump right into another. In this case, it may be best to consider earning a passion income. Not to be confused with passive income. A passion income does not require a consistent investment of time, but should be an investment you're happy to make. As Alan Watts said, better to have a short life that is full of what you like doing than a long life spent in a miserable way. Rather than creating another rat race of your own accord, find your passion and spend your time doing profoundly fulfilling work. Number 6, create an online business. Where's the best place to build your first business? The internet. Thanks to the World Wide Web, it's easier now more than ever to launch a sustainable business right from your own home. There are little startup costs and an enormous amount of potential, but it is always best to capitalize on your strengths for this venture. Are you crafty? Explore the possibility of creating an e-commerce site to sell your handy handmade products. Do you have a passion for fitness? Start a blog featuring your favorite equipment and products. Then work your way into affiliate marketing. Are you an expert on a highly niched subject? Start a website and generate content focused solely on that topic. You'll become an authority figure, and people will come straight to you for answers or advice. Companies may even start to pay you to review their products and post it on your site. These are a few practical steps you can take to break free from the typical rat race path. But a true escape from the corporate grind requires a change of your own mindset. The next 4 are tips for shifting your thinking and changing your way of life. Number 7, take a sabbatical. Rather than making a single permanent escape from the rat race, some people opt to take several smaller breaks over a long period. This is referred to as the sabbatical strategy. Instead of working all the time for 40 years straight, then enjoying retirement for 15 years after that, the idea is that you sprinkle 5 or 6 of those retirement years into your 40 years of working. For example, work for 6 years, then take a sabbatical during the 7th year, then repeat the cycle. While you may feel a sense of dread asking your employer for any amount of time for a sabbatical, think of it from their perspective. Would they rather lose a good employee for good and have to train a replacement, or grant you a few months of sabbatical time to refresh your mind and come back rejuvenated? If you are a good, hard-working employee, taking a sabbatical is a genuine possibility for you. Number 8, read, read, read. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to freeing yourself from the corporate 9-to-5 job. The most influential leaders in the world make reading a regular habit, and they read an average of 5 to 6 books every month. Reading exposes you to new ideas, fresh ways of thinking, and different perspectives that you may not have otherwise considered. This opens your mind to new possibilities and could potentially lead you to your first successful business venture. There are several books dedicated to helping you escape the rat race and break free of society's mold for your career. Check out Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss, and The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau to start. Number 9, face your fears. The entire premise of the 9-to-5 rat race is fear. Fear keeps you locked in place, afraid to stray away from the well-traveled path. Fear of discomfort, fear of rejection, fear of failure. It all keeps us slogging to and from work every single day. Admitting to yourself that you want out of that lifestyle is the first step. That's the easy part. After you've decided to blaze your own trail, you must face your fears. Think through all the things you're afraid will go wrong and address them before you take the leap. What if I can't pay my current bills? Figure out a way to cut costs. What if my online business fails? Research why it could, then pivot towards success. What if I find myself stuck and need a steady source of income after all? Then you go back to work for a while until you figure out your next move. Life is all about change. You're not going to be locked into your next employment choice for the next 20 years. Not unless you want to be anyway. You control your own fate. You control your own life. Once you've faced and addressed all your fears, what else is stopping you from living a life you've always dreamed of having? We've come to our number 10 tip on how to escape the rat race. But before we get there, consider subscribing and smash that notification bell. And if you like this content, hit that like button so we can keep bringing you more of the same. What's our number 10 tip on how to escape the rat race? Be yourself and break the rules. When you run the rat race long enough, you slowly begin to lose sight of who you really are. You learn to adapt so that you think and behave like everyone else, not yourself. Escaping the rat race can mean so much more than just breaking the shackles of a corporate job. It can also mean rediscovering who you are as an individual and bringing that unique mindset into your place of work. Whether you apply this strategy to your current job or use it to drive you into a new one, you feel a sense of pride when you are living authentically. In our Western culture, a high value is placed on luxurious standards of living. It is celebrated, often given as the only measure of success. But when we step back and break our minds away from the numbing pace of the rat race, we begin to realize that success is determined by our relationships, our values, and our contribution to society. The corporate world does not define our overall success. So, of course, you should value being financially stable, but in the process of achieving it, don't forget about the things that matter most in life. Thanks for joining us at Cerebral Life, the channel where you learn more and improve your life. See you next time.